Dr. Kaufner's office, please.
It's over there, right at the end of the hall. Make sure you don't get lost.
Come in.
Dr. Frank Kaufner?
What can I do for you, sir?
I'm Gustav McPherson. I've come here to ask you a few questions about the Whyte case.
Tell me what you want to hear. So you are investigating the incident at the Hotel Orphée?
Yes, Doctor. Your professional opinion on the murders.
Did Inspector LeBrun send you, Mr. McPherson?
I'm a private eye.
A private detective? Then someone is showing an interest in the Whytes murder.
A friend of the family was worried, and I'm trying to clarify the situation.
A friend? Are you quite sure? The Whytes had no friends in Paris. At least, not as far as I know.
Appearances can sometimes be deceptive, Dr. Kaufner. That's why I would like to clarify this situation by gathering as much information as possible.
I am at your disposal, Mr. McPherson. How can I help you?
What do you do for the police?
I am an associate of the Paris Police Department when needed. As a psychoanalyst and pathologist, I observe, analyze, and advise.
So you are a psychiatrist?
Psychiatrist, psychoanalyst, doctor of the mind, philosopher to some, and of course quack to others. These are the various names accorded to my profession, Mr. McPherson.
I know your profession, Dr. Kaufner. I have dealt with psychoanalysts before.
Is that why you left New York, Mr. McPherson? Would you like to talk to me about it?
No, I am not here for a consultation, Doctor.
Forgive me, Mr. McPherson. It goes with the job. How can I help you?
Are these the first crimes of this nature committed in Paris?
No crime has ever been committed with such passion and hatred, Mr. McPherson.
What can you tell me about the scene of the crime? The police have released very few details.
That a man who committed this murder, and I stress the fact that he is a man, is probably quite overwhelmed at the present time. This crime was committed under the influence of a sudden impulse, without premeditation. His act is now haunting him. He is not himself.
And you think the motive for the murder was theft?
That is what the police say. But does the official version reflect Inspector LeBrun's true opinion? This murder could be the first in a long series of crimes.
Might the murderer regret his actions and turn himself in?
Beyond the conscious, Mr. McPherson, lies the unconscious. We all too often ignore the monsters that lurk there.
Is this the evidence found at the scene of the murder that will enable you to draw your conclusions?
Sequential repetition of habits. The cure for hysterical behavior is by elimination of the source of anguish. I am just a psychoanalyst, Mr. McPherson. It is the job of the police to draw conclusions, not mine.
What do you make of the traces of purple powder found on the bedroom floor?
Very little. Probably a drug used by the murderer to ease the pain of his act. All that is symbolic, Mr. Macpherson. The murderer himself probably doesn't even know. Like all symbols, it is up to us to interpret them.
What do you make of the coin found in the victims' mouths?
Do you know, Mr. Macpherson, that in antiquity, superstition had it that we should pay Charon, the boatman of Hades, by placing a coin in the mouth of the dead. These ancient myths are buried deep in our unconscious and resurface when we are overcome by hysteria. Fascinating, isn't it? All that is symbolic, Mr. Macpherson. The murderer himself probably doesn't even know. Like all symbols, it is up to us to interpret them.
You are implying that the murderer is a victim too, Dr. Kaufner.
We are all victims of the secrets of our soul, Mr. Macpherson. This criminal is no exception. We are all victims of our past. And do you have a suspect, Mr. Macpherson?
Maybe I have this man. Does he fit your psychological profile?
Impressive. You are onto something that not even the police managed to discover. You are most intuitive, Mr. Macpherson. It has been a most pleasant conversation, but unfortunately, I cannot afford you more time, Mr. Macpherson. I hope I have satisfied your curiosity. I am very busy, sir. You should speak to Inspector LeBrun for more detailed information.
Hey, cutie. We've not seen you in ages.
Berenice, what a surprise. Look, I'm in a bit of a hurry. Do you know a certain Theo Malet?
No. But surely the owner does. You're lucky he's in right now. Your owner knows everyone, you know.
You're as charming as ever. Thank you, Berenice.
Call me baby like everybody else. Right, I've got to run too, cutie. You know, work. See you soon, okay?
Yes, anyway, you know my address. Come up and see me sometime. Ciao.
Ciao!
Come on, let's see that hot hand of yours.
Queen and her 3 sisters.
Oh no, are you doing it on purpose or what? 3 of a kind. You beat my 3 aces. Right, I've had it. I'm off.
Hulot, you're not going now, are you? Not when I was about to relieve you of your car.
Don't start, Malet. Do not think that you can get away with things just because you have settled your bar tab. Why, it is Macpherson. Hey, Macpherson, come over here.
Macpherson? Who is that?
Another American in Paris who is broke. Let me introduce you. Macpherson, let me introduce Theo Malet.
Hi.
Right, I will leave you two. I have work to do.
Hi.
I get the feeling I've seen you before somewhere. Have you ever been to New York? Oh, no, Mac. I'm so absent-minded sometimes. The jacket. The Orphée. You're a doorman at the Orphée.
If you are interested in the suit, I will give you a good deal. As far as I'm concerned, it is ancient history.
You didn't like your job anymore. Yet the Orphée is a prestigious hotel.
You are very nosy. Do you want my old job or something?
Maybe the hotel did not pay you enough. Or maybe you found other sources of income.
I'm the sole heir of some old fart or other. I'm taking the first train back to Brittany.
Oh, I see. You've earned enough to be able to afford a nice retirement. Pay off all your debts to the waiter at the Nantes and make yourself scarce.
Now wait, who are you? Do you work for the cops or what? I have done nothing wrong.
I may be a friend of Hulot, but I'm also a private detective, in my spare time.
Oh goody, a private eye all to myself. And who might you be working for?
I will ask the questions, Malet. You just nod or shake your head if you must.
And I will answer if I feel like it. It is not like we have a contract or that you are my boss or something. Sorry, I am done yapping with you.
Gus McPherson? Long time no see, old boy.
I've traded in my brushes for Sherlock Holmes' magnifying glass. It's a good case, Hulot. A real investigation with dead bodies and everything.
And here I was thinking you had turned into an honest soul.
Hey, I'm not trying to stir up any trouble, but do you know this Malet guy very well?
He turns up occasionally here and there. I cannot tell you more than that, professional secrets and all.
Spare us your convictions for once, Hulot. I need to know if this Malet is really the guy I'm looking for. He's a doorman in a chic hotel in the 8th district, the Orphée, right?
Look, you have no problem communicating with people, Mac, right? Why don't you ask Malet what his job is? I don't want to get involved in all this.
If you did know him well, you would have noticed something different. He's mixed up in something, some sort of shady money.
You are a pain, McPherson. If I tell you to leave me alone, leave me alone. He claims to have inherited a pile of money. The rest does not interest me.
You're not much help, Hulot, but I understand. You don't want to reveal any secrets that may be too compromising.
I know. What a surprise! Back already.
Well, Hulot, I see you're working as much as ever. Long days spent twiddling your thumbs. Running a bistro is the life of Riley, right?
I'd like to see you running a bistro, McPherson. Customers to satisfy, friends, budding talents, art critics, nosy cops, soirees to organize, exhibits to prepare. I don't even have time to work on my fresco anymore. And then there are all the other little things, a favor here and there. And fall is always like that, a little slow.
You mean you have other incomes aside from the Alambic? Aren't these other sources of revenue a little risky?
You know, Paris is the center of the art world. Someone's got to organize all that.
Hulot, I have a small problem. There's this lock I've mislaid the key to. Would you know of a way I could open it without damaging anything?
That and a few sticks of dynamite should set you up for that bank job, right? Seriously, Mac, Why would I be carrying all that stuff? Do I look like a hardware store?
Yet, Hulot, the whole of Paris says you're the only man who could help me in such a case. See what I mean? Your reputation is well established and far-reaching.
Macpherson, you seem to be forgetting that I have helped you out of some tight spots. Cut me some slack here, will you?
Hulot, don't think I don't appreciate the help you've already given me, even if you never did buy a single painting off me.
Macpherson, you are pushing your luck. Your paintings are a little torturous for today's tastes. That is all.
I'm not the only one with a weird style. Take those surrealists, for example. They're all fit for the psychiatrist chair.
Listen, go home, have a cup of tea, and come back to see me when you've calmed down. I have work to do.
Here, the Yank is back.
It's better that the identity of my client remains a secret. My client, does not want a word of this to get out.
Don't make me laugh. A clown like you working as a private eye? Probably just another dirty cop. It will cost you more for your trouble.
I had never heard of this job, paid informer. Anyway, you're no longer working at the Orphée. We all have to make a living.
Keep your money. I am leaving Paris anyway. I have come into an inheritance.
You must admit, it's most uncommon to come into an inheritance right in the middle of the Nantes Café on the night of a murder.
I don't see what I could tell you.
I'm not here to cause you any trouble, Malet. I just want some information about someone I think you might know.
Really? This is a nice surprise. A private eye who needs me. What do you want to know?
A few days ago, something happened at the Orphée. Something truly awful. As you probably know, an American couple was found dead there. Murdered. I'm reliably informed you were on duty that night. You even had a drink in the cafe next door, the Nantes, with someone suspicious. Maybe even the murderer himself. Does that mean anything to you?
Find someone else. Frankly, I have nothing to say.
I have something to show you. Do you recognize this man? That's all very well, but how am I going to find that man now? He'll never come back to the Alambic.
I knew the Yanks were strange, but to talk to yourself out loud, and in French to boot?
Some are stranger than others.
See you soon.
This time, Hulot, I think Malet really has done something shady. Has he been back since that night?
Macpherson, you are wasting your time with Malet. He has not been in the Alambic since... Anyway, I already told you he's a stand-up kind of guy. He paid me what he owed, and that is all I care about.
Hulot, you remember the guy who ran off the other night when I wanted to talk to him? Had you ever seen him in the Alambic before? That man is dangerous, Hulot. He's the prime suspect in this nasty murder business.
Should I know him? No, I do not know who it is. But he did not seem too keen on meeting you.
Unless I'm very much mistaken, Hulot, you were the last person to see Malet before he disappeared the other night. You don't just run off like that for no reason. Believe me, Malet has got something serious on his conscience. Maybe he's mixed up in this murder.
I will not say another word about Malet, but I am sure of one thing. He is not a killer.
I don't mean to go on, but it was very strange of Malet to run off like that. It really sets you thinking. In fact, I'm thinking about talking to the police about him and his circle of friends.
The guy who ran off seemed much more guilty. Maybe it has something to do with politics. He had a foreign look about him, this chap with his mustache. Try finding him.
But that doesn't explain why Malet ran off. There must be some reason. It can't be me, or he'd have run away as soon as I arrived.
Macpherson, leave Malet alone. I saw his face when he ran out the back door. It was not guilt that made him run away. It was fear.
What do you know about my investigation, Albert?
Strangely, no one has said a word. Nobody cares, except your client, I imagine. The press has hardly mentioned it. Even the police have not really investigated with much conviction.
This murder has not hit the headlines. But you must know a bit more about it than you're letting on, Hulot. American tourists killed in their hotel room without so much as a clue? No papers, nothing? Have you got any leads?
All that I know comes from the papers, and that's all I want to know. As far as I am concerned, the matter is closed. Basta così.
I don't know why I reacted that way. This inquiry, visions, I should kiss my career as a painter goodbye. Well, Hulot, are you going to help me out with these tools or not?
It's okay, Macpherson. We all make mistakes. I don't mind helping you if, in return, you do a little job for me. It will clear your mind. A little job. Do not worry, it is nothing risky. I know you are good at this kind of thing. This painting is a reproduction, and here is the real thing. Do you notice any differences?
So there's the job done, quick as you like. Take your paintings back, Hulot. I've finished. Better check in case I've missed out any details.
With a few more touches, it will be perfect. There are a few details, however, that you say are wrong that are actually correct. We have to fool the expert, so there can be no mistakes.
there's the job done, quick as you like. Take your paintings back, Hulot. I've finished. Better check in case I've missed out any details. I won't bother you any longer, Hulot. But make sure I can still reach you. I may need you sometime soon.
Goodbye, Macpherson. Be careful.
Great. Here is the pen pusher giving it another go.
I have some fabulous new information on the Orphée case. A portrait of the killer. Here, look.
My God. I do not believe it. Let me warn Inspector LeBrun immediately.
Do you recognize him? Wait, do you know who he is? You.
Hellouin? Jacques Hellouin? It's impossible.
Hellouin. The name rings a bell. If only I could see that vision again. Control that vision. If only...
The inspector would like to see you immediately.
Come in, dear sir, come in. Macpherson, right? You are a journalist?
There might have been a slight misunderstanding. I'm not a journalist. I'm a private detective. Gus Macpherson.
A private eye, huh? What do you want from us? I have no time to waste.
I don't have time to waste either, Inspector. I've got some news on the Whyte case.
I'm listening, Macpherson. Go on, fire away.
I have a portrait of a suspect. A suspect who may very well be the guilty party.
Where is this portrait from, Macpherson?
In fact, it is your mysterious visitor. He was seen by witnesses. I drew this portrait from their descriptions.
And where did you find the witnesses, Macpherson?
Taking statements is part of my work as a detective. Loosening tongues, looking in the right places, talking to the right people.
Interesting. Our work is very similar. There is just one problem, huh? You are interfering with our investigation, Macpherson.
I am trying to help you, Inspector.
Okay, let's say I agree to work with you. What do you want to know?
The portrait. You say you know who it looks like. That means he's a known criminal. He has a record. Who is it?
Jacques Hellouin. He's a private eye, an ex-cop. He lives in the 11th district, and he is in big trouble.
The Whyte case. Why don't you give me more information? The public could help you, and you could use this portrait to officially issue a description of a wanted person.
You are very naive, Mr. Macpherson. This man is incredibly dangerous. Our specialist, Doctor Kaufner, has informed us that the ritualistic nature of this murder could provoke severe psychosis in the mind of the public. Like in London at the turn of the century.
He's killed again? Who's dead?
Theo Malet, the former doorman at the Orphée. Do you know him, Mr. Macpherson?
I talked to him last night. It was he, Malet. Malet fled as I was showing him the portrait of the suspect.
What you are telling me only serves to prove his guilt.
Maybe it's just a coincidence. Malet could have been killed for some other reason. From what I hear, he was no choir boy.
Malet was decapitated, Mr. Macpherson, like the Whytes. He was an important witness in this case, one who did not have time to make a statement. His death means other witnesses are in danger, and that includes you, if I understand your role in this correctly. Now you have what you want. Make yourself scarce. I need to think. Goodbye, Macpherson. Can't you see I'm busy? Come back later, Macpherson.
Beauvais, I know you recognize the man in the sketch. Who is it?
No, I do not believe it. It is my friend Hellouin, Jacques Hellouin. We were in the squad together. He's a detective in the 11th now. His mother is not going to like this. Shit. It's not possible. No, something is not right.
No one here. Locked, obviously. What else did I expect? Looks like there's nobody in there. I need to find a way to take a look around. Double locked. With a safe like this, it's hopeless without a key. A letter of appointment. Signed Grégoire d'Alpin.
But who are you? What do you want?
Gus McPherson, private detective. And who are you, madame?
Hortense Hellouin, Jacques' mother. And now, do you mind telling me what you're doing here?
I'm looking for Hellouin. I need to talk to him.
My son has disappeared. I don't know where he is. He's a good boy, you know. He would not hurt a fly.
Any idea where he may be hiding?
Hiding? I swear he's not here. Why would he hide? I've not seen him for several days. I have no idea where he is.
You're lying, Madame Hellouin. Tell me where I can find your son. I mean him no harm. On the contrary, I need to talk to him.
You do not want to harm him. Can I trust you? Please understand, Hellouin has not done anything. He's afraid, that's all. He's not hiding, but he needs help. My son is up there. Follow me. He's upstairs. Just go on up.
Right. Jacques Hellouin? I'm arresting you for the murder of Regis and Ruby Whyte.
I'm innocent. I may have led the murderer to the Eatons, but I did not kill them.
The Eatons? What are you talking about?
It's a long story, but this is what happened. It was after a rather tiresome case. The story of adultery that ended badly. The husband had hired me because his wife had supposedly run off with the money. She told quite another story, of course. I will spare you the details. I came home shattered. During my absence, a certain de Alpin had come by about some employees who had swindled him. I knew that de Alpin was a banker and that there would be plenty of money in it, but I was dead on my feet. So I told my mother to call him back and tell him to get lost. That's when she showed me the check. So, off I went again. No answer. No one's going to annoy him with a lock like that on his door.
If it's not my buddy Hellouin, how is business going, Snoop?
So, Mimile, how's it going? Tell me, the police would not have anything on a certain Grégoire de Alpin, would they?
The Alpin is one of the biggest sharks around. A filthy rich banker, an old slightly eccentric Parisian. Have you gotten on his bad side?
Don't you worry. The Alpin's not on my back, he's in my back pocket. Has he reported a theft or anything of the sort in the past few days? Preferably something that seems to be the cause of much frustration?
Earth to Hellouin! You are dreaming if you think the Alpin would come to me for a simple burglary case. He is tight with the big boss. If anything ever happened to him, it would stay between him, the chief of police, and the crook, who would probably stand a good chance of ending up in the Seine, keeping the fishes company.
It's almost a privilege to investigate for him. Strange that de Alpin did not make use of his contacts to sort out his little problems.
Hellouin, I will keep in touch. We are pals after all. Give my regards to your mother.
Does the name Eatons mean anything to you? A woman and man, brother and sister, Americans?
Eaton. Eaton. Let me think. No, I have nothing under that name. Are they dangerous?
You know the job, Emile. I'm paid to investigate, with the utmost discretion. A theft with no violence. Good thing, because I don't even have a gun. Nothing for you to be concerned about.
A client with plenty of dough. We're working for the rich now, are we? If I hear anything, I will not forget you. We will go 50-50 as usual.
Goodbye, Emile. See you later.
That's right. Let honest folk work.
Those dirty kids, they roll around in the mud all day. And who scrubs? Old Muggins here. And where do you think you're going, eh? You going to walk over me to get in here? Some people have work to do. Who are you? Can't you see I'm not here? If it's for the poor, I gave at the office.
I think there's a spot there. Careful. Otherwise, you might as well start all over again.
Now look here, you're not the one down here scrubbing the floor on all fours. What exactly do you want?
Are you done, Cinderella? You're blocking my way.
What is it now? Some of us have work to do. And nobody goes up the stairs until I have finished. Who are you coming to see anyway?
Lovely day, isn't it? Say, can you give me the Eatons room number?
The Eatons? What do you want from the Eatons? Are you a friend of theirs? You don't look the sort they would associate with.
Paul and I were in the same regiment during the Great War. We bonded and I was in love with his sister Gracie. So when I heard they were coming to Paris, I just had to surprise them.
It is certainly going to be a surprise, except you're the one who's going to be on the receiving end. As I understand it, you and your sister... Ha, that's a laugh. His sister, the tramp. She's not his sister, she's his dame. That Mr. Paul really conned you. In any case, your lovebirds have flown the nest.
Wait, you mean Paul and his sister are not in fact brother and sister?
I know how to recognize lovebirds, thank you. Yours were more like two vultures about to devour each other, always tearing each other's hair out. And she was the one who ruled the roost. She was hardly ever around. That Paul used to get in a right state when he was hanging out with the Montparnasse lot.
Montparnasse? You mean people who live in the Montparnasse district, the artist quarter? Paul hung out with artists there. Anywhere in particular?
The Alambic gang? That's where all the layabouts met. Birds of a feather stick together, as they say. These bloody rascals really want to drive me up the wall. I have a floor to scrub, so you with the mustache, clear off or I'll chuck you out on your ear. Well, I'll be. Here you are again. Those grubby kids are already driving me crazy. I don't need a mug hanging around watching me work. Clear off. I'll make you eat my sponge as a snack, mark my words. Little rascals, wait till I catch you! Hey! Not my flowers, my beautiful flowers! Wait! They're going to see what I'm made of.
Strange. Yeah. Oh dear, what a mess. Mrs. Evelyn, you've got some cleaning to do. Locked safe. They probably got the key with them. A boat ticket.
Good evening, sir. Are you expected?
My name is Hellouin. I've come to see the master of the house. Would you introduce me, please?
Sorry, sir. My master cannot see you.
Right. Are you in charge here? Do you mind, as a pure formality, if I ask you one or two questions? Is this the lodge of the Brotherhood of the Supreme Order of the Rosy Cross?
Sorry, sir. I cannot answer your questions.
I apologize. Your honorable members are naturally not under any suspicion. In fact, I'm seeking information about a young woman, Gracie Eaton. Or maybe you've seen her brother, Paul Eaton, a big, strong fellow. They've been here.
Sir is insistent. It would, however, be preferable if you withdrew.
As a doorman, you're in a position to know all the members of the club. K and GDA are both members, are they not?
All information about our members is confidential, sir. I am sorry.
Come on, buddy. I'm not asking for much, just for you to think back a little. Grégoire de Alpin is a member of your little family, is he not?
Our brotherhood is private, sir. You must leave the premises, otherwise I shall be forced to call the authorities.
But tell me, old chap, your name would not be Demoulin, would it?
I do not believe I know you. You are?
We've never met. GDA simply recommended Mr. Demoulin's excellent hospitality. He asked me to wait for him here.
SBGDA is absent, and he did not inform me of your visit to the BSORC, sir. I am terribly sorry, but you must make an appointment with him.
I need an appointment with GDA. Can you tell me if Gracie Eaton also needed an appointment to enter your lodge?
Mademoiselle was introduced by one of our most eminent members. And what is more, the SBGDA never leaves her side.
You're sure Gracie Eaton was invited by one of your members? Under what circumstances? Did she already know him? Because you know, she's not from Paris. In fact, do you know which member introduced her?
Sir, I cannot tell you any more. I have already said too much.
But you and I have some mutual friends, Demoulin. The Eatons, for example. Gracie and Paul have told me a lot about you. Especially Gracie. You do remember them, I hope.
Miss Eaton, the medium. Of course, I remember her. But I do not remember having ever met you before.
Of course, Miss Gracie, the medium. When is the renowned clairvoyant's next séance?
Miss A was very respected here, sir. Unfortunately, she has not honored us with a visit in a long time.
Who is this Miss A?
We knew Gracie Eaton by the name of the spirit that inhabited her, Adeline, Miss A, a lady who lived in the days of chivalry.
A spirit that possesses Gracie. I see. So, GDA and K must also be spirits of people from antiquity. It's possible to see them? With or without a medium?
No, sir, they are very much alive, but I cannot give you any information about any of our members.
Mr. Demoulin, my name is Jacques Hellouin, with an H. I'm private dick hired by one of your members, Mr. Grégoire de Alpin. Now that you know who I am, and whom I work for, I'm sure we'll get along much better.
Mr. de Alpin is absent. He's not here, I mean. Do you know him? I have never seen you at the Brotherhood's
Sorry, I should have shown you the letter signed by Mr. de Alpin authorizing me to investigate in his behalf.
But that is not Mr. de Alpin's handwriting. You're trying to fool me.
What is it gonna take for you to believe me? De Alpin gave the letter to my mother, who gave it to me. As for their handwriting, maybe it's his secretary's. Who knows?
The SBGDA has no servants, sir. Leave before I call the authorities. I thought I had already told you, sir, that your presence was not desirable. This is a private establishment, sir. Only members and their guests are admitted.
You were not announced, sir. I wasn't expecting you. How can I help you?
Hello, Doctor. Jacques Hellouin, private detective. Sorry, I am out of business cards. You'll have to take my word for it. That way we'll both be in the same boat.
A private eye. I am sure you are well aware I am not at liberty to discuss one of my patients. Doctor-patient confidentiality.
My work is somewhat like yours, Doctor. People pay me to ask questions. As it happens, you know certain answers that are essential to my investigation.
I imagine you are being well paid, Mr. Hellouin. What exactly do you want?
I found your business card at the home of someone who's not so innocent.
I have no control over who has one of my calling cards, Mr. Hellouin. The proof? You yourself have one. And yet, I never gave it to you.
You do not happen to have a patient by the name of Gracie Eaton, Dr. Kaufner?
Gracie Eaton? Of course, Mr. Hellouin. What do you want to know about Gracie Eaton?
Gracie Eaton is a little crazy, isn't she? You do treat the mentally ill, don't you?
Not all of my patients are ready for a straitjacket, Mr. Hellouin. On the contrary, I care for all those with tormented souls. It's called therapy. One could classify Miss Eaton in this category.
Since you're friends with my client, could you tell me what was going on between him and Gracie Eaton?
These details concern Mr. de Alpin alone. You worry about finding the Eatons and ignore the distractions you find along the way, Mr. Hellouin. It is for the best.
You know why I've been hired, and I won't hide the fact that I do not have any hard facts on the theft. Is there anything you can tell me?
You know enough to complete your investigation, Mr. Hellouin.
According to what they say, you're not such strangers.
Excellent work, Mr. Hellouin. You have discovered the link between myself, Gracie Eaton, and your employer, Grégoire de Alpin. And you have done so, as he requested, by keeping his identity secret.
Are you the kind gentleman who introduced Gracie Eaton to the Brotherhood of the Supreme Order of the Rosy Cross?
Ah, the Brotherhood of the Supreme Order of the Ruby Cross. As a good detective, you are right to be curious. You have some questions on our Brotherhood, Mr. Hellouin? You would like to know why Gracie Eaton was invited?
I'm curious, but can you explain exactly what the Brotherhood does? I've always dreamt of belonging to a brotherhood where I could talk amongst men.
The Brotherhood are very influential in Paris, all driven by the same desire to study life, the secrets of existence. None of that really enticed you, Mr. Hellouin.
You do little esoteric things. Magic, abracadabra, hocus pocus, pulling a rabbit from a hat.
You would have made a fine inquisitor, Mr. Hellouin. If you do not understand the phenomenon, it must naturally be sorcery. But it's not decorum that makes a heretic.
What's Grégoire de Alpin's role in the Brotherhood? Is he one of the leaders? Is there even a leader? And you, what's your role exactly?
Let's say that Grégoire de Alpin's knowledge of some subjects is much older than my own. Listen, old chap, if you want to know where the Eatons are hiding, you have come to the wrong place. Yes, I introduced Gracie Eaton to the companions. Yes, she knew the Alpins, but as to how intimate they were, that is their business. All I can tell you is that if I knew where she and her brother were, you would not be here. So, do the job you are being paid to do, Mr. Hellouin. Find the thieves, and let us get on with the rest. We each have our own role, do we not? You do not seem to understand, Mr. Hellouin. Your presence here is not welcome. I demand you leave my office.